What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you part 2 of our Dreighan coverage video series. This week we are talking about the new grind spots in Dreighan, how profitable they are, and we'll look at what some notes from Korean players are saying about the areas. So we'll cover what's up with it, what kind of AP, DP you're going to need for spots there, how viable it is. You get the drift. So let's take a look. We are once again using the resource for the Dreighan patch guide from BDO Foundry. I will link to that again in the description below. If you missed last week's video, be sure to check that out as well. That was coverage on some of the new items, which will be mentioned in this video as they drop, obviously, in the new areas. So we've got 3 new grinding zones in Dreighan overall. Remains of Black Energy can drop from all 3 of the grinding zones and have a much higher chance of dropping than in the other areas, Medaya and Valencia, which we talked about in the previous video. Marnie stones have also been added for them, which just makes sense. It's for levels 58 to 61, similar to what we have already now, just for the new zone added in. So first one, we're gonna assume that this is pronounced Shira Ruins with a silent T, but I am not great with pronouncing things, so who knows. Shira Ruins designed to be the same sort of difficulty as Crescent Shine and is recommended level 58 with 170 AP and 220 DP to grind here safely. There's gatekeepers that'll also spawn there, which is similar to Kadri, Crescent, whatever the gatekeepers that you've seen around other places. Drops both kinds of black stones. It drops the new power crystal thing, the ring of the eye of the ruins, the arcane armor, all the new like arcane, which is like basically the Rokaba of the area, and then of course the remains of black energy for it. Comments on this particular section. Okay, so this one was pretty cool. So here, this is Korean players that have been playing it. This is from forever ago when it first released over there. So a few of the comments. Monsters here are weaker than the monsters at Crescent Shine, but the ring dropped here is 20 million more expensive than the ring of Crescent Guardian. So if that stays true for NA and EU, Crescent rings are typically around 50 mil, so maybe 70 mil for these rings, and the mobs are actually a little bit weaker than what you're dealing with at Crescent. It seems kind of crazy. Other comments, so profitable, yellow ring drops from regular monsters, and you can even get the new set crystals. You can also get the new blue armor and a new item called Garmuth Scale, which costs 1 million silver each. I got 4 of them in an hour with an item drop scroll. Someone says that they're afraid they'll nerf this area, either make it harder to kill and or reduce the item drop rates. Monsters are so easy to kill, and there's a lot of them. If your AP is over 200, the items per hour is determined by your pet's tier, not by your AP. Similar to what we see at Fogans or Gahas, where you're literally just going to be, because of the grouping, you're literally going to be killing them faster than what your pets can actually loot. So you're just constantly killing and literally looting on every single cooldown. And that's overall the general consensus of it. There was a comment that was if you want more stable income, Crescent Shine is better. This seems to be a little more up and down because it's not as consistent, but the peaks of what you can get are a bit higher than what we see from Crescents in general. So it could be more if your RNG is a little on your side, at least from the anecdotal evidence we're covering from what Korean players have. Next one up is Red Wolf Town. It's a little bit more intense. The guide here says that it is similar to the difficulty of Basilisk Den. Would recommend at least level 58 with 180 DP, 230 or 180 AP, excuse me, 230 DP or higher to grind. There are jails around this grinding spot, and an elite monster will be summoned if all the jails are destroyed. That's actually pretty interesting. What we have dropping here is both the Blackstone weapons, of course. We have the guard jewel item, the same jewel that drops at the Shira Ruins as well, the power crystal. Right, same one, Gervish, yes. Then we have Kathu's obedience ring. All of the armor set can be dropped as well, which, as they mentioned, are blue, not green. And the remains of Black Energy. So let's take a look at what the KR players are saying about this one. Comments. Feels like a harder version of Wandering Rogue Den that drops a new blue ring, but there aren't many monsters, and the monsters are a bit far away from each other. Monsters not easy to kill. Feels like Schultz before the nerf. Yeah, so reading this, it seems like Basilisk Den was a pretty good description of what it is. Can't say it's the best grind spot. The elite monsters make the grinding less efficient. That ring is nice, but other than that area, it's not very appealing to me. Just buy the ring at the marketplace. Overall income's decreasing because the prices of the Occam armor, it's arcane is what they're going to be called for us, the prices on those are dropping. If you don't use the item drop scroll, you'll make less than 10 million silver per hour. That's terrible. Also, there are 3 types of trash loot that weigh 0.4. Yeah, this sounds awful. Just like other grind spots in Dreighan, no Merry Fragments, not a significant amount of XP, and no Dream Horse materials. There's no advantage of grinding here. Oh, I did want to mention that. I was going to mention the beginning of the video, but we're going to put it in right here in the middle. There's no scrolls that drop in Dreighan, period. So you're not going to be getting scrolls there. So it would be interesting to see what that does to the marketplace. I think I did mention that in the last video. See what kind of impact that has. So this one's seems like it's really Basilisk Den. You're either getting the ring or you're not. So you're either, that's your income or you're not getting any income. Very, very, very similar to Basilisk Den. You either get a belt or you don't. And if you don't, you wasted your time. So there's that. Third and final spot of them is Sherakan's Grave. Shirakan, whatever. Let's roll on. Totally unique grind spot because there's different monsters in the daytime and different monsters at night. During the day, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. in game time, of course. The monsters are as difficult as the monsters at Pilaku Jail. At night, however, the monsters become as strong as Leighton and are very difficult. Marnie Stones are separated as well for the different monsters, and you must get a day-night Marnie Stone depending on when you grind there. That's going to be semi-annoying. Zone is designed for party play and requires at least 220 AP with a Kudum offhand. So this, if that's the minimum, this is literally Gyfe and Rasia level 220 with Kudum 100%. This is definitely your end-game group loot type area. I can't wait to click over to the other tab and see what the Korean players say about it, because it's pretty interesting. Anytime there's group loot, it's always either like crazy insane or not even worth like checking out. Item drops that we get here: the Blackstones, of course, the Power Crystal, different one. This is the Makalod or Masalod, one of those two. Also drops the Herm. So out of the 3, this one drops the other 2. The other 2 places only drop the Gervish. It drops the new belt. It drops all of the arcane pieces as well, and of course the remains of black energy. Yellow grade belt that drops here can also be created by combining 2 of the Orchid sculpture loot items, leather knot and metal ornament, in a minus shape or line shape, if you will. So there's that. Let's see what the Korean players are saying about this spot here. Heard the area is an upgrade version of Pilaku. Even though I got more trash loot at Sherakan's Grave, I can't make much more money unless I get a belt or the set crystals. Didn't get any set crystals during the day, but got Makalot and Hum during the night. Interesting. Not very efficient during the day. The nighttime is better because you don't have to move around. Also, it feels like PvP, and that's actually fun. Interesting. If you have enough AP, it's better at night. If you get at least 1 set crystal in 40 minutes, you make 30 million silver, including your trash loot, in 40 minutes. Not too shabby. Not too shabby, boys. You need 10 energy to summon 1 monster, and I'm not sure if the income is worth the effort. If you don't get any belts or crystals, you make about 20 million silver per hour, trash loot plus other sellable items. If you're lucky, you'll make much more money, but the lack of scroll written in ancient languages makes the area less appealing. That seems to be the general consensus across all of the areas in general. Last part that we're going to cover is the new world boss, okay? It's Kamos, the Red Dragon. He spawns well, what this says it spawns right now is going to be irrelevant because we'll see what it does in NA and EU. I'm sure they'll adjust it accordingly. Currently says spawns Tuesday and Thursday at 22:30, and on Saturday at 23:30 in every channel except Olvia and Arsha. Obviously, our world boss stuff, again, it works very differently. He doesn't drop any legendary grade gear, but he'll give you the materials used to enhance your other items. The Kamos scales, which we did cover last video, as well as the Heart of Kamos, which is needed to create the new what do you call it, new weapon things. So the new item Heart of Kamos can be processed using to create a reversed Heart of Kamos. You'll also need the reversed aura, which is obtained through a quest in Drieghan. Reversed Heart of Kamos is used to reform Nuva or Kudum offhands and turn them into the blazing Nuva or Kudum. Interesting. It has a 100% success rate and will put additional item effects on your Nuva or Kudum. These stats are max HP plus 150, max stamina plus 100, and special attack evasion plus 10%. Other loot includes the scales, which are used to craft new crystals. Finally, a new item can drop for Kamos that will help you hatch a dragon's egg to obtain a new baby dragon companion. That's kind of cool. Also, I'm hoping reforging your Nuva or Kudum is, of course, going to maintain the enhancement level, right? I sure hope so. That would be terrible if it did not. Do you think it doesn't? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works. Anyways, that's it for this video. We will be on part 3 coming up next week. Part 3, we're going to be talking about some of the crafting and new nodes and stuff, and what to farm from those to tie in basically a life skilling in Dreighan coverage. So that will be next week. So if you haven't subscribed and you want to make sure to catch that video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want to get the notifications, I am doing daily uploads as much as I can right now. You got to click on the little bell thing or else it doesn't show up. I did not know that for a while. Was recently informed you actually have to click the bell and then it tells you when I post a video, but I'm telling you I post them every day around the same time every day. Anyhow, that is that. So make sure you like this video if you enjoyed that. I'll have links to what I was just reading off of in the description, so if you want to check that out on your own, they will be there. And that is all, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.